Good Morning Football. We are live in Times Square. Kyle Brandt and Peter Schrager and Nate Burleson and Kay Adams, and the Bears won and I'm happy. And let's just talk about all the great things that happen and some of these dicey, not so great things. Of course, the best drama in sports is football, and it was a rivalry last night, capping off a crazy NFL Sunday. Kyle, let us start in the Steel City with the Ravens and the Steelers.
Let's do it. Let's go to Pittsburgh.
Lead block.
Yay. The lead block, where we have the Ravens and the Steelers, and the principals involved would be Ben Roethlisberger, Antonio Brown, and Joseph Flacco, Super Bowl champion. Let's get it on. We need some Steelers defense, guys. Who's going to step up? Who's going to make a play early? That's a touchdown. That's a touchdown to end a perfect drive from Joe Flacco. 4 for 4 to John Brown.
Love his story.
Love his story, love his wheels, love his game. We also love Alex Collins. After a big Vance McDonald fumble, they go to Alex, and we got Michael Flatley, the lord of the dance and the spin. And there's Peasy. That's me leaving the apple picking yesterday. Second quarter. What are the Pittsburgh Steelers going to do to get back in this one? Because they're down 14-6. Ben looking. Go to the best player on your roster. Not the one at home, the one in the end zone. Antonio Brown just reaches back, makes it. I think we call this the back shoulder throw. It's not all fly sweeps all the time, Peter. We do a little bit of that, but this is your classic throw and catch.
Good.
Very good. Antonio Brown in the end zone. Ben said, all right, we got it. I've won 3 straight against the Ravens. I don't care if they're the hot new thing or the old thing. We're going to win this thing. John Harbaugh. Did you know he used to be a special teams coach? Fun fact, 17-14, 4th and 1, Baltimore's going fly sweep. Just as I say it, the fly sweep.
They had Lamar Jackson on the field a bunch yesterday. They were doing all sorts of creative stuff. It doesn't look like the Ravens offensive old.
Doesn't. 23-14 Baltimore. Pittsburgh trying to get back in it. Intercepted by Anthony Levine Sr. At one point, they put Lamar Jackson out there, and he almost broke a big run, and it stopped because of a penalty, but it was like he was almost out the gate. You saw it, but they didn't need it. A double-digit win in Heinz Field against their rival.
7-minute drive in the fourth quarter. Just
to put that thing to bed. It was like Jerome Bettis or Fast Willie or Franco, whoever. When Franco predates the Ravens. I'm on a roll here. 26-14. The Baltimore Ravens win this thing, double digits. Let's go to Ben Roethlisberger. Ben, what happened in this one?
You know what? I just didn't make enough plays. Point blank, I'll take ownership on that game. Squarely on me. I apologize to the fans, my teammates. I just wasn't good enough.
Were they just kind of sitting in the deep middle of the field there in the second half, or what?
They were just making more plays than we made.
And how do you explain slow starts, strong second quarter, scoring the second halves 2 weeks in a row? I mean, you've been explosive in the second quarter, but haven't been able to score in the second half.
I haven't played well enough.
All right, let's go to the Bengals and the Falcons. There's Andy Dalton. He had a week last week, 2 TDs, 4 interceptions. Trying to bounce back from that. Looking for Tyler Eifert right here. Touchdown, back in the end zone, little toe drag swag, but he would leave the game with an unfortunate injury. We'll have more on that in a second. Tyler Eifert, our thoughts are with you. Great touchdown, though, right there. Second quarter, Andy Dalton. All right, John Ross only had 2 receptions, 52 yards, and a TD. So you don't have to go to him a lot, which means you can go to him and flex for less. Just like the department store, he would tweak his groin right there. He would return in the game and kind of hobble around. I don't know what it is. He's just too fast that he just get injured too often.
Ferraris are in the shop a lot, man.
Yeah, you're right about that, man. You got to check those wheels, check those tires. All right, fourth quarter now. Falcons, they trail. Matt Ryan looking for Matt Damon? Nah, that's just the talented Mr. Ridley, and he scores a touchdown. At one point, he had 8 catches and 5 TDs. Let me make sure I get that right. Over the past couple weeks, yes, he is. He is definitely on fire.
Dickie Greenleaf.
All right, now, late in the fourth quarter, Bengals trail 36-31, 2nd and 10, 12 seconds. Who you looking for? AJ Green.
Oh, baby.
I see you
There's
with the corner route, AJ Green.
Hey, Dalton.
Put your hands up, Dalton. There it is. Check out the catch. He gets
the East Atlanta Santa, AJ Green.
Snatches it with his hands. The first time AJ Green and Julio Jones would match up, and AJ Green had himself a day. Mixon loving it. Matt Ryan not too happy, but Dalton finished with 29 passes, 337, 3 TDs. And like I said, Tyler Eifert, the game giveth and they take it away. The Bengals win, but they lose one of their important pieces. Ian Rappaport has more on the Tyler Eifert injury.
What was supposed to be his comeback season for the Cincinnati Bengals, tight end Tyler Eifert saw 2018 end instead in familiar fashion. Once again, injury robbed Eifert of the end of a season. Formerly, it was back surgeries. This time, it was a broken ankle that saw him carted off after a tackle by Devondre Campbell in the Bengals win yesterday. Eifert, sources say, was set to have surgery imminently, and his season is over. Late last night, Eifert, who signed a one-year, $5.5 million prove-it deal before last season, posted a message on Twitter saying this was the hardest he has ever worked, saying this crushes him, but he is moving forward with optimism.
We wish Tyler Eifert a speedy recovery, one of the good men of the league. Let's go to Tennessee, where Carson Wentz going up against the Colts. Wentz looking here, finds Alshon Jeffrey getting back on the field with an excellent touchdown. 16 yards. The Eagles are up 17-3. They're defending Super Bowl champions. Let's see if they can put it away. Oh no, not so fast. Marcus Mariota had himself a day. Another gritty performance from Mariota. Here he is. Last week, Mike Vrabel said he thought Mariota was one of the toughest quarterbacks in the league. We saw it on display, and in the fourth quarter, awesome play here. Second and goal, looking, finds, yes, Tajay Sharp, touchdown.
I love Tajay Sharp.
That was a sharp route.
Tajay Sharp, look at this, the bowling.
Oh, nice bowling.
Homage to the Eagles maybe there, throwing the bowling there.
I didn't think about that, Trace.
Here we are.
Eagles to go to the Super Bowl.
Okay, Lions Township, Jake Elliott.
Jake Elliott here, the Chicago kid.
He's one Lion, one yesterday.
It's the field goal. We have a situation. Overtime! Carson Wentz coming onto the field, and we figured Carson Wentz would find a way in overtime. That's what he does. He gets the plays done. 3rd and 12, though. Incomplete. Okay, so Titans, they get their shot. And what do? They look to Vrabel. 4th and 15. They put their money where their mouths are and got it. First down. Move the chains. Let's keep on rolling here. That was Taywan Taylor. Mariota again, this time on 3rd and goal. Sometimes you just got to throw the ball to a 5th overall pick and hope for the best. They just toss it into the back of the end zone, and Corey Davis finds it, snatches it. Titans.
I love walk-offs.
Walk-off, touchdown, overtime. That doesn't even start to tell the story.
The Eagles up 14 points
14
at
points
half in the
late.
3rd quarter. What are we doing?
Titans come in. Here's Mike Vrabel after the overtime win.
The players made the play. We wanted to win the game. I felt like there were moments in the second half where we certainly played well enough to win the game, and that's what I was trying to do. Because we did. We played good football in the second half. Defensively, we finally figured it out at times, not on that overtime drive, but up until then. And then offensively, we were doing a lot of great things. And I felt like we deserved to win. And you trust the players, and that's what we did, and they executed.
Vrabel there with back-to-back wins over really serious competition, taking down the Jags, taking down the Eagles, erasing a deficit of 14 points. Crazy.
Before the season started, I said Mike Vrabel had more pressure on him than any coach in the league. And people were like, what are you talking about? I said, because Mike Mularkey went to the divisional round of the playoffs last year. The last time a coach got that far and was fired was Steve Mariucci in the mid-90s from the Niners. And right now, 4 weeks into the season, I might think Mike Vrabel is the NFL Coach of the Year. That's how good the Titans are playing. That's how well he's coaching. And what I love the most? The aggressive nature of Mike Vrabel. Yesterday, Titans go on 4th down 4 times in the 4th quarter and overtime. 4th quarter, here we go. 12 minutes left, 4th and 1. What do? They
What a play.
find him, Deion
Great
Lewis.
play.
11 yards, move the chains. Then we go to overtime.
Talk about it.
4th and 15. We just saw this play in the highlight, but you can't realize, put it into context here.
Check it out.
They're on their own 35. They go for it on 4th and 15, saying, we're going to roll the dice. Taywan Taylor gets pass coverage.
Right at the sticks.
First down. All right, same drive. They went for it on 4th down in 2 different overtime drives. They could have, again, punted or kicked a field goal. They go for it. Deion Lewis goes for 17 yards. Guys, the Titans, through 4 games, have gone for it on 4th down 7 times already under Vrabel. They went just 10 times on 4th down all last season with Mike Mularkey. And if you want to know how the team feels about Mike Vrabel, it's a lot to see and read the quotes and get into context. I'd rather go to the locker room. Let's look at the locker room reaction when Mike Vrabel goes into the locker room after that amazing victory over the defending Super Bowl champions. This is a 43-year-old. 43-year-old guy who looks like he could still play linebacker. They're 3-1. They've beaten, like you said, the Jaguars and the Eagles in back-to-back weeks. And I know there's this whole national media doesn't talk about it. So I'm sorry, guys. We have to talk about you. And Mike Vrabel, you might be the coach of the year a quarter through the season.
I told you that Jack Conklin was coming back all week long. Obviously, coming off an ACL that he suffered late in the season, like the postseason. Like it was January. Comes back all week long, one-on-ones with Coach Vrabel.
Yeah, I love that.
Where do you see that?
You get to the muck.
Yeah.
Vrabel out there getting it in. What?
I was looking at this game, and we all love video games. Grew up on Super Mario, and I'm thinking Super Mario. How's this going to end? It's like the hardest level, going up against the Eagles in overtime. And like you said, those 2 extra first downs, it's almost like they gave him an extra life.
You could punt very easily in that game.
And they got the extra life, and it's only fitting that he threw one up to Corey Davis in the end. And that's perfect, though, for the young fella who's trying to create his name on this national scale, goes up and ends it, closes the casket in the fourth quarter, man. Shout out to the Titans. The thing that stood out to me when it comes to those games is the Bengals. The Bengals dealing with so much. One, just the doubt. And this is doubt that they've created, right, over the last decade, where it's like, all right, are you guys going to have a good season and get in the playoffs and then falter again? And now it seems like they're a different type squad. I'll take you back to when Bill Lazor took over as OC. Yeah. That's 18 games ago. Andy Dalton, 36 TDs. That leads the NFL. That means he's playing at a high level. A.J. Green, 5 TDs through 4 games. We see all these struggles. Odell Beckham, #1 receiver, all that money. Giants can barely give him the ball. Even Julio Jones, and we love what Julio Jones does when he's on his game, but they struggle getting him in the end zone. The game-winning drive for them to go and hit their #1 target, you know how difficult that is nowadays?
Yeah.
When teams are keen. Do you think that the defense looked at each other and said, hey, guys, all right, let's just make sure we know where A.J. Green is? Still, he split 2 different guys, and Andy Dalton threw a beautiful ball with the injuries that they're dealing with. Mixon and Eifert going out. A.J. Green dealing with a hip. The Bengals, they seem like they're for real. And I don't want to get too hyped, but I will give credit where credit's due and take everything at face value. Shout out to the Bengals, man, winning a gutsy victory.
Last week I talked about, it was my Oikos 000 Fuel Your Hustle pick of the week was the Falcons defense. Because I feel like looking at this offense, even before seeing yesterday's game, the 2 weeks prior, you can't really ask them to perform much better than they have with Matt Ryan and his complementary pieces, even without Devonta Freeman on the field. It is this defense that needs to step up. All these plays you're talking about cannot happen. And if you look at their record, 1-3, and it's brutal, their 3 losses, guys, are 1 possession games. That is 1 stop, 1 sack, 1 interception, 1 defensive something to get going. They could not get it going, guys. In fact, they've given up over 80 points over the last 2 weeks now. Over 80 points. That is unheard of. The only one that listened to my Fuel the Hustle is the guy I called out by name, though. I said, Tack, you're back. Tack McKinley, he missed a game. He had a couple sacks in this one. He now has 5 on the year and missed a game. So he is turning it up in his 2nd year in the league. Other than that, defense needs to step it up. 1 possession games, all 3 losses.
It's tough. I know that must drive them crazy because they're all about finishing. It's fascinating where we are right now because we're at the quarter pole and you can really start to see the identity of teams. I don't want to bring the party down, but I got to talk about the Eagles for a second. And the Philadelphia Inquirer is calling this the first crisis of Doug Peterson's career. I consider the Eagles a friend of mine, so if you're looking for me to be an apologist for them, I'm not going to do it. The Eagles, I feel like they're the friend I need to sit down. And it's just, let me buy you a beer. In fact, let me buy you a club soda, because they're the friend who's kind of gone on the path that you don't want them to go on. Like, what's this I hear? You're dating someone from Instagram, and you guys are going to Mykonos, and are you juuling? What is this?
What is that?
What is this pyramid scheme I'm hearing? Take it easy. Take it easy. You're a good person. You're well raised, but we got real problems because the 2017 Eagles would have won that game going away. They make the little plays. They make the big plays. Peter brought up the 4th and 15 on behalf of the Titans, which was a great play. But really it wasn't. That was not a great play by the Titans. That was a terrible play by the Eagles. It's a pitch and catch from Marcus Mariota. They got a bunch of guys standing there. This can't happen in the NFL on 4th and 15. It doesn't happen.
And the Titans had to go for it. They were losing. I mean,
I respect them going for it, but I will only recommend to go and see the Baldy breakdown of this play because it truly was a breakdown. That was an inexcusable play that no Eagles team from last year, even the year before, would have ever made. That Eagles play would not have happened. So you're 2-2. And your life is a little rocky right now. They're kind of in the sleeping on the couch period. So what happens next week?
What?
They run into another bro in the bar whose life is falling apart too, and they welcome the Vikings to Lincoln Financial. So that game already is about who can get their life together, because whoever loses it in free fall. You know I stand by the Eagles. They're my Super Bowl pick. I'm not just going to blindly say everything's all right, because it's not. It was weird, I thought, almost jarring to see Carson Wentz after a loss at a press conference. We haven't seen that since they lost to the Seahawks way back on a Sunday night in Week 13. He hasn't lost the game as a starter. He was fine. He made his plays. He runs around. We thought this season was going to be made or broken on Wentz's mobility. His mobility is great. He breaks tackles. He breaks the pockets. They have no juice. They don't make the little plays. They don't make the big plays. They got to get it together right now, because it truly is a crisis. You cannot go to 2-3. They won a Super Bowl with home games. They're losing them right now in September and October. You get their act together.
Kyle Brandt giving the Eagles a club soda. All right, this is our show. Good Morning Football edition of highlights for breakfast on a Monday morning. Zeke Elliott and the Cowboys with the clutch comeback win over the Lions. How far can Zeke carry Dallas, though, in the race for the NFC? Baker Mayfield razzle-dazzled in moments against the Raiders on that baseball field. Rounding third there. Love it. We've got all the highlights from the #1 overall pick.
Kenny Lofton.